The shoes of the gospel is more about what your walk is leading you towards and who your walk is led by, as opposed to what was left behind in your walk as far as the past. Let's get into it. Welcome to another Walking with Christ podcast. I want to welcome you all in to this podcast today, and just also extend a thank you, as we always do, to those that have decided to subscribe, those that have decided to be a part of this community, to join in fellowship, to join in a Christ-like walk, to honor God and how we live, again, as always said, in every way, every day. Today, we are going to get into the shoes of the gospel, and this is the other part, the third part of the 6-part Armor of God series, to where we're just going to get deeper into this and your walk, who you're led by, and how you go about sharing the gospel in your walk. And I just want to remind you all out there that there was a separate series done on the gospel, so feel free to go out to the channel for the Walking with Christ podcast and go ahead and watch those if you get the opportunity to do so. Now, with this one, with the shoes of gospel, this is a carry on from what we talked about with the last one, with the breastplate of righteousness. Now, with this one, it was left off with a little bit of a conversation on taking up your cross. Now, taking up your cross and following him, right? Taking the steps necessary, trusting in that walk. See, there are many times in the Bible where it talks about stories to where God put on people in various stories and various books throughout the Bible to do things that sometimes, if we were to relate it to ourselves, that we wouldn't feel personally like that is a direction that we should go. But because God is ordering our steps, and we trust in him to make sure that we are going in the right direction, right, brothers and sisters? We trust in him. But I'm going to stop it right there. How does that show up in your walk? How are you seeing that in your walk? When you say you trust him to lead you to where you need to go, do we sit in hesitation with that? And if you sit in hesitation with that and recognize it and overcome it, that's fine. But when we allow that to cause us to say, you know what, that direction, what I'm being led into, doesn't seem like that is the direction that I personally want to go into, and we cause that concern, sometimes even that fear, to stop us from continuing that walk, we have to also take a second and recognize what is associated with that hesitation, what is associated with that fear. What are we holding on to? Because the thing of it is that us going in a direction, us walking and being led by Christ, he can lead you through anything and everything. We need to make sure that we are really truly connected with him in our relationship to be able to discern that. Because there's another aspect out there. There's the devil, and he's trying to lead you astray. He's trying to tell you to go in a different path than what God has put in front of you. A different path than what is required of you as you take up your cross and walk in the direction that is Christ-like, to follow him. Ephesians 6 verse 15 tells us, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. So when we have the shoes of the gospel and we make sure that, one, we are growing in such a way to where we are sharing the gospel, because when you are walking a life where you're lifting up your cross and following him, it's definitely about making sure that you are able to be at a point with your relationship as you walk with Christ, to be able to share the gospel. That's what that's what most of this is about. So you need to make sure that you are recognizing that in your walk, because sometimes it isn't going to be clear. The devil is going to put obstacles in front of you, and you're going to have to be able to navigate around those obstacles, to trust God even in the midst of those obstacles, to be what guides you through the obstacles, guides you through the storm that you may presently be in, guides you through the things that seem impossible while you currently sit in them. Because I can tell you right now that if there is a sinful nature that you need to fall into in order to walk a path, that's not the path that he wants you to go down. If that's the path that seemingly consensus is surrounding you and saying, yeah, let's go that direction, there's nothing wrong with that, you need to be able to see and trust and know that while that may not be the path of popularity, that when you go down and you travel through a path to where you were doing God's work, where you're following Christ first and foremost and through everything, that again, that may not be the path of popularity, but it is going to be the path of purpose. And that's going to lead you in a direction to where, as was talked about with the breastplate of righteousness, you're going to be able to follow him on that righteous journey to go to where you need to go to that heavenly place, to go to where you need to go in order to do what it is you're meant to do in different times and different seasons while you're still living on this earth. And again, that path may not always feel like it's the most clear path in your mind as far as where you need to go. But what it will be is that path, as you grow in it, as you live in it, as you trust him in it, you'll find a peace that you'll never find on the path of the lost. So I say to you, when we have those shoes of the gospel, and when we're walking that path, and we're knowing that in every way, in every step, in every moment, as we progress, as we grow, as we trust that path is already been solidified by what God has meant for you to do in your life. You just have to walk it. The path doesn't change. It may go in different directions, but ultimately the direction that you are focused on and what you're doing is to follow him. It's to be in his midst, to be led by. So if you're in a situation, you being led by him is going to help you lead others. It's going to help you support others. It's going to help you provide a service in a way that glorifies and honors him, because you trust him at every step. You didn't sit there and overanalyze, try to over-rationalize whether the step was going to be the direction that got you to a certain place that you desired to go. No, your desire is to please and honor him. So you trust that that step is going to be in the direction that you should go. And if you recognize evil in your presence, you're able to navigate around that so you can continue to take those steps more confidently. And then you separate yourself from a lot of things. One, the devil, and two, from a past that can hinder you from what is present and also right in front of you. God bless everyone.